Testing. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you for your patience as I figured out how to go live on TikTok. We are out there. Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome to another live stream. I am delighted to be here today. Hello to the folks in the chat. Let's see. We got Keaton-Nose. Hello. Yay. Max Alcedo. What's up, dude? Hell yeah. Good to see you. S Base Bear. Let's go. Hydra Tahiti 471. Yay. Well, welcome, guys. Is it anybody's first time here? Any absolute newbies that are coming to hang? I'm excited to. Ooh, we got some friends on TikTok. The Moondiggers, hello from Belgium. Love it. Let's join from Belgium. You guys, I am so happy to be back with you guys today, listening to your tracks. I'm stoked to see how they've been coming along. Hopefully some progress from last time I've seen you. If this is your first time on the live stream, here's how it goes down. You can submit your song with the link in the description of this video. And then and then I'll get it on my end. And then every 5 songs, I will ask, or I'll open up the chat by saying, who has a song? And then you'll post a song, and I'll add 5 to the queue, and then once we're done with those 5, I'll ask again, who has a song? And then we'll reload the queue. Couple ground rules, good vibes only. You guys are great at this. I hardly have to say anything, but in the chat, we are giving positive feedback, right? And also, I think the best part about these hangs is getting to chat with people and also give your own feedback and tips and share in the chat. So please feel free to do that. So let's go ahead and have you guys start submitting your songs, or type the name of the song you want me to listen to. If you submitted a couple, we're probably going to only get to one today. So type in the chat the name of the song that is yours, and I will start adding them to the queue. Another thing that we're going to be doing is building up a little playlist of our best of tracks from today. So our favorite tracks that we hear throughout the day. So if there's a song in particular that you're like stoked on, you can go ahead and comment playlist in the chat, and then we can add it to the playlist. All right, S Base Bear, Fever Dream Radio 08, Zoo Gardener. Cool. Let's go ahead and share here. So something I will say is I accidentally shared the link from last week in a lot of places. So a lot of songs came into a different folder than where I'm collecting them this week. So I might have to pop back and forth between a couple different folders. Okay. Fever Dream Radio 08. Let's see. It's not that one. No. Let me know, you guys, the exact name that you submitted it under, because I don't see any S Space Bear Fever Dream Radio 08 Zoo Gardener. And these are, I think, the only 2 places it would be. So let's just double check that. Found it. Let's go. February 4th. Oh, yeah, you submitted a while ago. Awesome. I love an early submission. Okay, let's add that. Hell yeah. We're going to add that to the queue. And then we've got Paper Planes remix. Nice. Okay, let's add this one to the queue. Oh, you accidentally uploaded the project zip. So, Max, just upload the bounce, and I'll get that. Exploration is often a one-way trip is the next one we got. Let's see if it's in this folder. There it is. Let's go ahead and add that to our queue. We have got, that's by Josh Comedy. Awesome. We got Hydro Tahiti with Lights Go Out remix. Awesome. Add that to the queue. And Unhinged Technique says wrong frequency mainstream banger. Great. I'm excited to hear that one. I think we got room in the queue for one more. And let's do Julia Heldage, Lightheaded. Awesome. Okay, so these are our 5 to the queue. Once we get through these 5, I will take requests for the next one. Awesome. Okay, let's start with Sass Bear, Fever Dream Radio. Let's check it out. What the hell, dude? Dude, that's so fucking cool. LOL, Sass Bear, I would love to hear more about this. Was this something that you recently just played? Did you take a trip to the zoo? Did you record other people's, like, what did you record? What's the deal here? That's so funny. That was a banger. That brought an absolute smile on my face. Thank you, Bass Bear, so much for submitting that. And I want to know what your plans are. Are you gonna release it or what's the deal? Also, let me know how the sound is, you guys, because for some reason it's not coming in through Chrome, but it is coming through just like my mic /aux, which is actually a good thing because then I don't have to do that thing where I have to like mute my mic every time a new song plays. But I hope the quality is good out there. So let me know how it's sounding. Thank you so much for submitting this absolute zoo banger. What a start. All right. On to the next one. Exploration is often a one-way trip by Josh Comedy. Let's give it a listen. Okay, wait, I'm gonna pause this for a second because apparently the song sounds coming in through mono, which is annoying for people who spend a lot of time thinking about panning and expansion of of tracks. So let me really quickly, guys, just troubleshoot for a second here. Properties. I'm just gonna reshare Chrome. This is default. Or if anybody has any tips for what they think might be happening wrong, why Chrome isn't sharing the audio, feel free to let me know. Actually, I'm just gonna ask maybe ChatGPT while songs are playing and see if we can fix it. Okay, this is Josh Comedy. Exploration is often a one-way trip. Yay, Josh. This made me so happy to hear because one of the main problems that I normally bring up when listening to your music is differentiating the different sections. That's something I know that we work on a lot. And I feel like you did a great job in this track. It didn't feel like just like a long rambling guitar solo. It felt like there were different sections. Like this part here too, like when it gets broken down. There was a bigger breakdown, I feel like. Yeah, there we go. I feel like you experimented a lot more with taking stuff out and putting stuff back in. So I'm stoked on this for you. Honestly, I don't really have any particular notes for this one. I just think whatever you're doing on this one, keep doing and keep on exploring and dropping into that. Fuck yes. Okay, guys, on to our next one, which is Lights Go Out by I can't remember whose this was. So if this is yours, let us know. All right, let's check it out. this was tight, dude. This had so much fun energy to it. It just really like a total banger, honestly. Just a couple little mixing notes I noticed is that these little crackly guys, I feel like they could. Oh, there's also a mastered version, so I hate giving mixing tips on mastered versions because it just makes you feel not as good about the performance. But I personally would have put that a little bit further back and tucked it off to the sides a little bit. And then I guess it's the mastered version, so I'm actually not really sure exactly what feedback you want from me. Maybe you just want to share it, which we love it, and that's awesome. But something fun you can do, you guys, if you have kind of a really expansive sound like this. Right, those. If you have those kind of guys like hopping like that, my first thought is automation. How can we automate this to start like small, like right, kind of like automating that expansion every bar. Either automating the width or the volume or a little combination of both of them, and it just makes it nice and like movie, right? We're always thinking about what elements we can have move in our tracks. And I'm still trying to figure out the OBS situation. I think maybe it was an update or something. I don't know why it's not letting me share Chrome audio anymore, so apologies for not having stereo sound routed back to you guys, but I can hear stereo sound, so at least you know that my feedback is true. But also, it's always good to listen to your songs in mono and make sure that they're hitting the way that you want them to, because when we crush to mono, we lose our panning, we lose our width, we lose a bunch of really cool stuff. And especially for like tracks you're going to play in the club, which is a lot of you guys, most clubs are mono, and so you're not going to be getting all that width. So hearing how it sounds in mono is not the end of the world, but I wish I could have you guys hear that. Okay, next up we've got Wrong Frequency, mainstream banger, LOL. All right, and remind me in the chat as well who this was, and let me know if you let me know who this is, because I have to scroll up and I get confused at whose it is. Oh wait, here it is. Wrong Frequency. Unhinged Technique. Cool. Unhinged. I think this might be your first time sharing, so thanks for coming. All right, let's go ahead and launch it. Oh man, that's a tight one, dude. Are you working in Ableton? Let us know. I would love to look inside that project. This is a really cool ending. The way you have that pitch up synth coming up, but it's not in time. Well, I guess it's kind of in time, but it's a little bit late. And then really cool drop. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Love this. I asked in the chat, but what are your go-to synths? I'm curious to know because you've got a lot of really fun ones in here. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh, I think actually, I don't think I had any mixing notes or anything like that. But I do agree with Steven in the chat that there's not a ton of high frequencies. It feels all very kind of dark, which maybe is the style you're going for, but you have all this room up top if you have anything else you want to add. The thing is, I don't necessarily think this needs more sounds. But it could be like it is very thick in the low end. It could be the case that maybe there are a couple synths or something like that that you could transpose up and access this higher frequency range. And it's going to make the song bigger because right now we're working. Well, let me back up. If we're thinking about mixing as being able to place a sound anywhere in our 180 degree sphere of space, and we can put a sound to the left or the right. We can put a sound in the center, left or right, up or down, front or back, and narrow and wide. Those are the different dimensions where we can put our song in a sound. EQ and pitch is what takes control of the up down. We interpret lower sounds as being lower down and higher sounds as being higher up. You think of like the bass rumble that you feel in your tummy or like in your feet, right? When you're like at a show, versus if we think of like higher frequencies, I imagine like a little bird like tweeting above us. So right now we're kind of utilizing just this lower half of our song, and we have this whole upper half where you can expand out into it. So give that a thought. Maybe you want to transpose some of your instruments up. Thank you so much, Unhinged Technique, for sharing. I'm sure you used a lot of unhinged techniques in this production. Okay, and I think we got one more on the queue. Lightheaded by, let me scroll up. Lights Go Out by Lightheaded. Here we are. Hage 94. Julia Hage, Lightheaded. Let's check it out. fun. Thank you so much for sharing this. Hey, Jay. Or is it Hage? Is it Hey, Jay, or is it Hage? I'll figure it out eventually. Really just cool sound design and awesome sounds. You said you use a sample pack. Share with the fam what sample pack did you use in case anybody else wants to tap into that. I'm curious what your intention is with the song and what story you're trying to tell. Because listening to it, I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is cool. This is interesting. This is cool. But it didn't really tell a story for me, right? It didn't really feel like a song, and maybe that's because it didn't really have any melodies, and often melodies are what carry the song. So I would say if you're just trying to make an instrumental track that's like interesting and cool and like noisy, which I assume is what you want to do because this is exactly what you did, then I would say it's awesome. I would say if your intention was more to tell a story and present a tale, then adding melodies is going to help with that, and structuring it into a little bit more obvious sections will also help out with that. So, yes. Okay, hell yeah. But thank you so much for sending this in. I'd love to hear it, and thanks for sharing. All right, guys, we have made our way through our 5 songs, so we're accepting more songs. Go ahead and text the name of, or the exact name, please, dear God, the exact name of the track that you uploaded in the chat, and we'll pick the next 5 to add on to the queue. And another thing I will say is, if anybody wants to have a one-on-one session with me, I also teach privately. I teach workshops and shit like that. And let me know if you like something I say here and you want to, talk about it more on a one-on-one session. Just holler at me, and I would be stoked to, have a little class with you. Okay, let's see what. Okay, Max, let me see if I can open yours. I don't know if I can. If I can download it, file cannot be displayed, but you can download it. Okay, Max, let's download it, and I can upload it to this project. So I'll work on that. Actually, let's see what's inside of here. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm downloading Max's project right now. Let me open this right here, Max. My dude, you sent me just the folder. The song, the export actually isn't even in there. Yeah, the song is not in there. I can try to open it up and bounce it, but we'll see. Okay, let's see what else we have. And who else texted? You might have to play it through Ableton. You know what? Maybe let's try that, you guys. I've just never played anything from Ableton through this. I've just always used. Oh no, I don't have the right. I can't open it, Max. I'm sorry. I need to update my Ableton, which I have automatic updates turned on, so I don't know why yours would be in a version that was, it said it was made in a later version than mine was. So unfortunately, I cannot open it. I'm sorry, Max. Dang, that sucks. But we're going to move on to the other ones. Oh my God, Jem! Jem, I'm so excited to see Jem in the chat. Fuck yeah. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? We have greater things to come. Add to queue. Fabulous. Anybody else? I think that's it for now. So we'll go through these 2 and then we'll see what else we have. Okay, let's listen now to No Fear Just Beauty by Jem Sophia.
I'm standing at your door.
fuck yeah, Jem. This is so... Wait, this is a remix? Is this someone else's song? This isn't your song? This is so fucking cool and beautiful, though. It's got a beautiful energy to it. I love your voice in this. I think it just mainly had, like, mixing notes throughout. I think your intention was to really wash out your vocals, and in which case I think you definitely did that, but I wanted to hear more like clarity in your vocals. What I would recommend doing is using parallel processing instead of serial processing here. So instead of taking your reverb and put it directly on the track and then bringing up the dry wet knob, which is going to turn down your dry signal to make way for a reverb signal, right? We are sacrificing our dry signal to add in the wet signal. Instead of doing that, I would use a reverb on a return track and send your vocal to that return track. And then you can have this nice, like, beautiful sea of reverb that you can control better because you can EQ it differently, you can widen it differently, etc. But it also allows you to maintain your dry vocal. So I would recommend doing some either just less reverb or parallel processing on this one. And then I think there were like times when I was like, oh, I feel like the drums are like hitting good here, particularly on the choruses and like in the second half. I still think they're a bit buried, and I'll get to that in a second, but like there are parts earlier on where I was kind of like, yeah, like here. Where I'm like, I think there's something more you could be doing with the drums right there instead of just having that one, I think it's like a tom or something like that, just popping off. Because something about it made it feel, I don't know, a little bit incomplete. And then the other thing is, what I'm hearing on this is a lot of instruments and a lot of sounds, but they're all relatively muddled and a little bit hard to distinguish, right? It's not like super crisp and clean, which is not necessarily the intention of this song, but typically we can achieve that. Or typically when I'm hearing all the sounds and it's foggy, the reason is EQ and not EQing enough. So I'm not sure how much EQing you're doing in this one, but I would definitely go through every single sound and pull out the frequencies that are not sparking joy in the track. I call it the Marie Kondo approach to music production, where we want to only keep the sounds and the frequencies that are actively sparking joy. So a lot of times, or like, so that essentially for any sound, you can be like, what is the essence of this sound? Where is it? And I call that the home zone. And that's what we want to preserve or even boost. And then you might find another pocket of frequencies that you're like, this isn't really doing anything. And its existence, that frequency's existence in this sound is taking away from the frequencies in another sound that might have its home zone there, right? Might have its essence there, might need to come through there. So I would just go through and EQ it. Okie dokie dokie. But Jem, thank you so much for submitting. This was awesome. And yes, dude, oh God, I feel you on the bouncing around and housing and monitors and shit like that. But I think it's definitely close. All right, sweet. Our next song is Greater Things to Come, and this one was sent in to us by Real Cool Cowboy. Let's check it out.
Let me show you something.
you, Cool Cowboy, the real one. I've had the fake Cool Cowboy on here before. It's a lot better having the real one. So thanks for coming. Okay, I'm actually really excited to talk about this one because I think it's such a cool vibe and there's so much potential here. And there are just a couple things I would recommend to make it even more, not digestible, but to make more sense, I guess I would say. So one, I'm not sure if this was like a loop or something, the guitar, but it sounds, or the drums, but it sounds great. Which is why I want to know about your drum programming. And I'm very curious if this was a sample, and if it was a sample, no shade, no harm, but share what sample it was, because this is a really cool, really well produced drum pattern. But if it was you producing it, I want to know, were you producing it in audio, in MIDI? Was it a drum roll? Like, I'm just curious about, I think we're all curious about drum production and how you did that. So let us know. And then I think it's a really good energy, and I like the main synths. Where are these like synths I really like? Not that. This is the vibe of the track. That's what we want to be like referencing or like emulating throughout. This section over here is in contrast to this wonderful section over here. This section over here is like, let's listen and then I'll talk about it. Okay, so like now in this territory, we're starting to get into like that, just like it feels like kind of random, distorted, like, or like unrelated sounds is what I'm getting. Like the bass, I don't think you should use this bass. I think you should get a different bass that sounds cooler. This bass sounds like, no offense, but like a garage band bass. And also, I hope you guys like that I'm very honest with you guys, which I think is exactly what people want. Is legit honest feedback. So sorry if this is sounding harsh at all, but I think that's what people want to know. Because all we want is our music to sound better. So this area, I would probably change out the bass, because you have these like random like little guitars that don't fit with the like palette of the song. They feel like guitars that would fit in like Josh Comedy's song. Like that's kind of more of like his palette, whereas this is more like, I don't know, like club cool. So I didn't think it really matched. And then that sound, that I don't think that's necessarily in key. And every time I heard it, I was like, what is that squawking? I think that fully takes you out of the cool vibe that is this song and is the drums, which, fuck yeah, you program these. You should sell your drums. Do you make any sample packs? Those are great. But yeah, I agree with Steven that maybe even some delay or some like reverb, something to make it less like jarring and dry. But honestly, I would take that out. I would take out that weird bass. I would take out the guitar, and I would go back to the essence of this section over here and be like, okay, how can we kind of find maybe a synth that's same but different, and use that synth over here or over here, whatever. Anyways, I hope that all made sense. This is a really cool track with a lot of potential, and I hope that you get to work on it, finish it up, and then release it. So thank you so much for submitting this. Okay, I saw a couple more in the chat. Our queue is empty. Okay, so actually let's open up the queue again. I know Steven has one. I'll look for that in a second. And then also, was it Ashley? Yes, Ashley also has a friend submitting music. I will look out for that. I'll add both of those on. If there's anybody else who has a song, go ahead and post the title of that song in the chat. Okay, Taking Me Higher. I'm not going to listen to people's songs who aren't in the chat. So, Ashley, if your friend is in the chat, I'm happy to listen to it, but I'm not listening to songs for people who are not in the chat because I want you to be here and interacting with everyone. And Steven, though, Remembrance 14, Dark Dream. Let's go ahead and cue that up. Let's see which one. Remembrance 14. Awesome. Let's add it to the queue. And any other songs we have added to the queue? Hi, Vachan. Good to see you. Uploading. Yeah. Let's listen to the new bangers, bangers, bangers. Okay. Ashley's friend is here. Let's do it. Taking Me Higher. Let's add that. Ayan Mode. It's a cool name. Let's go ahead and add that to the queue. And then we'll go through these two, refresh it, and Vachan, yours should be there somewhere. But do let me know the name of it. He's watching from his phone. You are a good friend. Okay, awesome. Greater Things to Come. Or no, sorry. Next one is Remembrance. Let's give it a listen. So stoked to hear this one from you because it's such a different vibe than what you normally send in, and it's really cool to see just the depth of your talent and arrangement skills. And I love this. This was really cool. Looks like folks in the chat liked it as well. It's just like really weird, you know, like this melody and also this synth. It's like kind of giving Middle Eastern, but maybe we're at a Greek wedding, but like I don't necessarily know, but it's very interesting. And then you have these like very like synthy EDM-y kind of like bass and shit. It almost sounds like it's gonna go into a dub drop, and then it goes into this like da 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 da. Again, wedding vibes. But I just was very interesting throughout. So I wouldn't give you really any advice on this except for just keep poking it out, hearing what you hear, developing it, and you're definitely going the right direction on this. And then this is a really cool little end thing. I also really dug this. Not sure if you're going to keep it in. I think it's always cool to keep in little outros or develop it onto its own thing, but sounding really cool. So, Steven, fuck yeah, dude. Thank you for sending this in. Oh my God, you guys, I totally forgot about the playlist today. I'm going to start with the playlist now, though, and then I'm going to go back and add a couple more into the playlist. Let's do a best of Feb 18th, 2026. Is that how I've been writing it? I think it's like that. Actually, we're just going to add all of them to the playlist because I've liked all of them so far. Let's do best of Feb 1826. Create playlist. Okay. I'll add the other ones a little bit later, but let's go on to our next song, which is Aeon Mode Nova Remix. Let's give it a listen.
Signs on the road when my thoughts speak to me. You make them silent, turn stone to a breeze. I can finally see the light, 'cause you set me free. You're taking me high when my world is falling down. You're taking me higher when it's messy on the ground. You're taking me higher.
So fun. What a banger. Thanks for submitting this, mysterious friend of Ashley. I love the energy here. I love how the energy went just full out right at the beginning.
You're taking me high.
this is how I feel about that. Let me compare it to the last. Yeah, I think it sounds great. The only thing I just said is that you bring the synths right here.
I can find a sweet light that you set me free. You've taken me higher.
Going from like this like nice like space to like the synths just felt like they came in too soon or too hard for me. I would recommend either even having more space where it just goes to just the vocals here.
To breathe. I can find a sweet light that you set me free. You've taken me higher.
Taking me higher. And maybe like a right, something like a nice like pitch drop, like, and then just focusing on the vocals because the vocals are beautiful. Either that, or if you introduce these synths, I would introduce them with an auto filter. Oh, pardon me. I would introduce them with an auto filter and then bring it open, because right now you're introducing it like all right off the bat, and it just feels like a lot, because then it continues to build for like all this time. And that could be an excellent opportunity to introduce a sound and then add movement to it as it opens up. And yes, I agree with Steven. Let's add this mofo to our new playlist. Best of Feb 18. Chick. And actually, let's listen to one more, and then I'll go through and add the other playlists, and then we'll open up the queue again, see if anybody's got more stuff to say. But yeah, Eon Mode, thank you for joining. On to the next. We have got, I thought we had one more. Vachan, did you have one you wanted to submit? Actually, we're going to open up the queue now. If anybody has a song that I have not listened to, go ahead and drop the name of it in the chat, and we will give it a listen. And while we're out here, I'm going to make sure, No If You're Just Beauty, let's add that to the playlist, to my existing playlist. There we go. Remembrance 14, I already added that one. Lights Go Out, let's go ahead and add that one. And then, by the way, guys, I am going to be... Oh, I may have added that to the queue a couple times. I'm going to be uploading this onto, or sharing this onto our Discord. So if you're not on our Discord yet, the link to that is in the chat below. And you guys, the Discord is whatever y'all make of it. So if you guys want to collaborate with others, post a track. Ask for collaboration. If you've got a video you want to share, go ahead and post it. It is whatever you want to make of it, but would love to have everyone who's on this chat in there as well, so that we can keep hanging out on the days that we don't hang out with each other, which, by the way, is every other Wednesday. However, I will say I'm going to be in Mexico 2 Wednesdays from now, so the next one is going to be in 3 Wednesdays. I'll mention that again at the end, but we have 2 weeks before now in our next stream, or 3 weeks. Deep Master Final, Lightheaded. Okay, let me just see if there's any other ones we want to add. Paper Planes Remix. Oh, we didn't get to listen to that. I'm bummed, Max, that we didn't get to listen to that. We're going to add this to the playlist. No If You're Just Beauty. Oh, we already did that one. We did that one. We did that one. Forget Dimension. Okay, I think we got most of them. And my apologies if I forgot one. Okay, let's check the chat. Live stream from Mexico. I'm going to be in a little climbing village. So I'm going to be rock climbing. Actually, I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be traveling to rock climbing. Oh, no, I'm going to be rock climbing. I guess I could do it from a rural village in Mexico, but I need a break anyways. Okay. Vachans. It All Ends. A master work in progress. Also, you guys, I don't know. I've kind of teased this a little bit throughout my streams, but I'm so excited. I've been working on synthesizing everything I've learned over the last 10 years producing music in Ableton into a course. And I'm going to be releasing that course in a couple months. So keep your eyes and ears tuned for that. And if you're looking to deeply expand your knowledge, I mean, most of you guys are already absolute shredders, but if you're looking to really expand your knowledge into Ableton and everything that you can do in music production, essentially, then I think you're going to enjoy the course. So anyways, I've been working on that for literally years. So when I say I need a break from the stream, it's mainly I just need to really focus on releasing that because I'm so excited to getting it out. Okay. I'm going for the margaritas. I'm going rock climbing. I'm a big rock climber, and there's some really cool rock climbing scenes. So I'm going to go with a couple friends and be out there climbing for like a week. It's going to be fucking sick. Thanks, Vachan. I'm really stoked. It's really good. And you guys, I'm finally working on long form content. So I'm going to be releasing like 4 videos over the next month and a half. And, oh my God, wait, also, before we get to Vachan's song, I don't know if you guys have seen, but I released a video, Tiny Desk submission, Lillian Francis. I released a Tiny Desk submission. So basically it's a competition, and every year someone gets selected, and whoever wins gets to play at the Tiny Desk. And I played this really cool set at the top of a giant mountain. Let me just show you a second of it.
I wanna lie.
I posted this and I asked, I was like, do you guys want to see a breakdown of my live set? And you guys were like, yeah, we do. And so I recorded a full breakdown explaining what I'm doing in this video, which is like maybe the most confusing video I'll ever put on YouTube because like there's a lot happening. But if you guys are interested in live performance, yeah, keep an eye out for that too. Okay, Vachan has another song. Let's add it to the queue. Let's go over here. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Vachan, did you text the name of your... Yes, it all ends. Master work in progress. Here we are. And then anybody else? Am I missing anyone else's song who I haven't listened to? Because otherwise, I think this is the last song we have on the agenda. So let's give this a listen. And again, if you are listening and you have not submitted a song yet, submit a song and we'll listen to it before we end our stream today. Actually, I did not even know that I could get DMs on Discord. So that's really... I will try to find out how to read that, but otherwise, just shoot me a DM on Instagram is easier. Fuck yeah. All right, you guys, let's hit play here. But also, thank you for the heads up. Thank you for letting me know.
Years and years we live too much hope and need when I live to feel I don't really know. Stressing to believe you're not mine to keep. Can you please believe pain from my soul? It's the harder deal, itching wounds to keep. Feeling all the bleed on my clothes. Years and years we live too much hope and need when I live to feel I don't really know. Stressing to believe you're not mine to keep. Can you please believe pain from my soul? It's the harder deal, itching wounds to keep. Feeling all the bleed on my clothes.
a banger. Vajan, you're such a talented producer. I'm always so absolutely delighted to get to hear your tracks. And again, sorry guys that it wasn't in stereo today. I don't think, question mark, let me know, because some people commented about it being stereo. Other people said it wasn't. Anyways, so cool. What a cool track, and a slightly different vibe than your normal. I don't normally hear vocals on your tracks. So I'm curious who's doing the vocals. Vachan, tell us. This is a master, so again, mixing notes are annoying, but really the only thing I'd say for this one is I think the vocals are just a little because it's the vocals. It's like the airiness of the vocals, and then also all the airiness of like the hi-hats and stuff like that. So actually what I would probably do on this is I would probably back down the airiness and the boost on the highs and the vocals, and then also because we hear the amazing drums kind of throughout, it would be nice at the very beginning to hear the drums but filtered. Just like a little bit. That's, if I were you, that's what I would do, is I would start with the drums being a little bit filtered, a little bit muffled in the background, having more of the energy, focusing on the vocals, and then zoom, the filter opens up and bam, it all comes in together. I think that would be cool. But again, this is the master, so we'll see. Oh, but work in progress 3. Oh, Weiss Master. Maybe that's someone's name. Oh no, master, work in progress 3. So not a work in progress. A friend of yours. Hell yeah. Oh, Ashley, that's okay. I love that you hung out anyways with us. It's great to see you and have you on the chat. And Ashley also asked what my background is for those of us who are new to me. Let me just give you a kind of a 1-minute rundown. Hi, my name is Lillian Francis. I'm a music producer, artist, and pop star from Northern California, currently based in Los Angeles. I started producing music 11 years ago in 2015 when I went to music production school in LA, and I have been figuring out my sound and how I want to write songs and how to teach other people how to produce music for the last 10 or so years, something like that. I started teaching music production about 6 years ago, and absolutely love it and have so much fun. I feel like I was a beginner for so long that I really understand the beginner mindset, and that's why I think it's easy for me to explain shit to beginners, because I get what it's like to be confused in Ableton, and I'm still there like every other day. So anyways, thanks for asking. Yay, you guys, what a fun session. I want you to know I do this for you guys, so I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys, whether you're just watching or whether you're submitting a song. I do this because you guys show up and you guys make me happy. You really do. I love hanging out with you guys in the chat and always learning so much about synths and techniques and all that shit. So thank you to everyone who came and shared and just gave to this wonderful energy. It is so nice to have you here. If you're not on the Discord, go ahead and join. The link is in the description below. If you're not following me on Instagram, which you might be, you might not be, I'm on Instagram at The Sound Playground, and I'm always posting, oops, I spelled that wrong, at The Sound Playground. I'm always posting music production tips. Also, just like between you and I and whoever else the fuck wants to know, I'm realizing that I really don't like short form content. I'm so much more of a long form content kind of girl, and I've spent the last like 2 years really trying to build my Instagram, my TikTok channels. And like, to be honest, haven't seen really much of any growth on those channels for how much knowledge and energy and content I put out there. But I fucking love making YouTube videos. I love YouTube videos. I love being able to really imbue someone with knowledge. Like, I hate explaining something in 30 seconds. I want to take 5 minutes and explain it to you in a way that you're going to understand forever. So, anyways, all that to say, I'm like, wait, why am I making short form content where I'm like not growing and I don't really like it and it stresses me out and it's incredibly time consuming? I spend more time making TikToks than I make my own music some weeks, which shouldn't be the case. All that to say, I'm going to, I think, let go a little bit of, or just post less and recycle my posts more on, I don't know why I'm sharing this right now, but I am. This is what I'm thinking about. On the Sound Playground, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, so that I have more time to focus on creating long-form content on YouTube, because that's what I really care about. And I don't do anything to grow my YouTube, and it's constantly growing. So I'm like, why don't I just fucking put energy in the thing that's growing, that wants to grow? Anyways, thank you, Vachan. I hope I enjoyed my trip as well. And I'm glad Hydro Tahiti, sounds like you're going to be enjoying some long form content when it comes out. I want to be like, I don't know if you guys watch like vloggers, but I want to be the Emma Chamberlain of music production, because she's so fucking fun and relatable and cool and has such an interesting, I mean, not really anymore, it's kind of done, but a very cool editing style, and that's what I gravitate towards. And so anyways, that's 2026 is what I want to do. I want to do more long form content, more editing, blah blah blah. Thanks everyone for coming. Final thing I will say is that we normally do this every other Wednesday. I'm going to be gone, like I said, in 2 Wednesdays from now. I'm going to be in Mexico. So we are going to be meeting next on March 11th, which sounds like a long ass time. So hopefully you guys have time to work on your songs. I'm going to have time to work on my long form content and get my course fucking ready to rumble. And we're going to come back bigger and better than everyone. So put it in your calendar, March 11th, we're going to be hanging out again and making music. Thank you everyone for, oh, that's cool. Post some of your hobbies too, like rock climbing. You know, I will say, Hydro Tahiti, my YouTube channel is for everything. Like it's my music channel. It's also my music production channel, like my educational channel. But I have like vlogs and stuff on that from my rock climbing trips. I like love to get in my car and go on a solo road trip to different rock climbing crags. So if you're interested, it's on my YouTube. If you just like look through my channel for a vlog, it's there. And also I performed in a comedy show the other day, like 2 nights ago, which was so much fun. And I'm going to be uploading, I think, the full video of that comedy show to my YouTube. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't know if I should, also I can close this because now I'm just kind of like gabbing. But I was like, I don't know if I should post this like comedy video on my YouTube, because like, I don't know, it's like so different than what I normally do. But then I was like, I'm a multifaceted artist, you guys. I have more hobbies than I can count on my little toesies. So maybe that'll be on my Instagram or on my YouTube soon. All right, guys, that's it for now. Again, thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to see you guys in 3 weeks. I'm excited to share, and maybe I'll share the next one. I'll probably share the next one. I've got a couple things I'm working on that I'm stoked on. So until then, take care, enjoy, and see you guys on the Discord.